If this video appeared on your screen right now, listen to what I'm about to tell you. It was not a coincidence, it was not the algorithm. It was God who moved every invisible gear of heaven and earth so that you would stop at this exact video, at this exact second of your life. And the message He wants to deliver to you through my lips is direct, simple, and powerful. You deserve it. You deserve this beautiful message. You deserve love, healing, restoration, and everything your heart has grown tired of asking for in silence inside your bedroom. I know you are tired. Tired of praying and feeling like the ceiling absorbs every word. Tired of smiling on the outside while crying on the inside. Tired of being strong for everyone else while no one notices that you also need a lap to lean on, rest, and a hand holding yours. That is precisely why this message arrived today, at this time, on this screen. Because the Father saw every tear you hid in the bathroom after that argument. He saw every night you slept staring at the ceiling fan, wondering how to pay the bill that is due tomorrow. He saw every time you smiled at a family gathering with a heavy heart, pretending everything was fine. And now He has decided to speak. In the next few minutes, I will deliver to you, piece by piece, the complete message God has prepared for you. I will show you the unmistakable signs that this word is indeed for you. I will reveal what is happening in the spiritual realm at this very moment, and I will teach you what to do when the blessing knocks on your door. Because many people miss the miracle by not knowing how to recognize it when it arrives. Before we move forward, do something simple with me now. Comment your city below and write the word Amen along with it. This is your first gesture of faith today. It is your way of raising your hand and saying, I am here, Lord, and I am ready to receive. And subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon, because every message that goes up here is a door the Father opens, and you cannot let any of these doors pass by your life unnoticed. Now pay close attention, because what I am about to reveal from here on is the real reason for your exhaustion over the last few months. There are signs the Father has been sending you, and you, too busy with daily worries, may have interpreted them as coincidences. The first sign is that strange feeling of waking up in the middle of the night, between 3 and 4 in the morning, for no apparent reason, as if someone had called your name. That isn't insomnia. That isn't stress. That is the Father opening a window of prayer in your life, a time when heaven is closer to earth, a moment when He wants to speak to you without the noise of the world getting in the way. And you, in your humanity, pick up your phone, scroll through the screen and miss the opportunity. The second sign is that sudden urge to cry out of nowhere. You are driving, you are cooking, you are washing dishes, and suddenly a tightness rises in your chest, and your eyes fill with tears without explanation. This isn't depression either. This is your spirit recognizing the presence of the Father even before your mind understands. It is your soul responding to a divine frequency being emitted over your life right now. The third sign is that word you hear repeated. It could be in a song on the radio. It could be in a conversation in line at the bank. It could be in a sermon you weren't even paying attention to, and the same word hammers in your head for days on end. That word is the message. It is the key to everything. But to understand what this key opens, you need to understand why God chose to speak to you right now, and not to your neighbor, not to your sister-in-law, not to the pastor of your church. It was with you. And here enters the first great revelation of this video. The reason why you deserve this message is hidden in something that happened in your childhood that you have probably already forgotten, but the Father has not forgotten. It might have been a promise you made on your knees when a family member was sick. It might have been a child's prayer in a small bedroom bed. It might have been a request made on a stormy night. That word that left your mouth, still as a child, was recorded in heaven. And now, after all these years, the Father is fulfilling His part of the agreement. You planted a seed without knowing it, and it is ready to germinate at this exact period of your life. But there is a detail that needs to be said, and it is fundamental. There are forces behind the scenes trying to prevent this harvest from reaching you, forces that feed precisely on discouragement, haste, and the disbelief that tries to enter your heart every time a door seems to close. And that is why the Father prepared a specific protection for this phase of your life. That was exactly why the Father prepared the sacred guide for you, the 21 days of prosperity and alignment with God. This sacred guide is not just a reading. It is a spiritual protection hedge in the form of words, a guide the Father delivered for the children who are at this exact moment of the journey you are living, this moment when the blessing is one step away from arriving, but the enemy redoubles his attacks precisely because he knows his time is up. Inside the sacred guide, you will find the exact prayers to be said on each of the 21 days, organized so that each day unlocks a specific area of your life, and at the end, the complete message God prepared for you manifests in a visible, real, tangible way, in finances, in health, in relationships, in inner peace. And I need to warn you of something serious. The link to download this sacred guide is in the first pinned comment of this video. It is there because this content challenges narratives that the system of this world does not want to reach you. Narratives about your real value, your real worthiness, your real spiritual authority as a child of the Most High. They have tried to silence this message more than once, which is why the link stays in the first comment, hidden in a safe place, so that only those who are truly called can access it. Go down to the first comment now, download the sacred guide, and then come back here and comment exactly this phrase: I am chosen, and I will download the digital book. This act of faith is what activates the next layer of revelation in your life. Now that you have decided to act, the next truth I will tell you will be the final blow against the lie that made you feel unworthy for so long. Because there is a root behind this feeling that you don't deserve good things, a root that was planted in your mind at some point in your story. And as long as that root is not pulled out, any blessing that reaches you will slip through your fingers without you being able to hold on to it. Let's take it step by step. The first thing you need to understand is that there is a spiritual chessboard larger than anything your physical eyes can see. Imagine a chess game where each piece represents an area of your life. The rook is your work. The knight is your family. The bishop is your spirituality. The queen is your mind, your emotional state. And the king is your purpose, that which God placed inside you when you weren't even born yet. The enemy knows this board. He has been studying your every move for years. And his favorite strategy is not to attack head-on. It's not a large visible disaster. His strategy is wear and tear. It's making you wake up every day thinking you're just following a normal life, while piece by piece, areas of your life are being isolated, disconnected from each other, weakened by fatigue, lack of sleep, lack of prayer, lack of time with God. And when you realize it, your board has few pieces standing, and you don't even know how you got there. That was why that friendship fell apart for no clear reason. That was why that business deal that was going to work out stalled out of nowhere. That was why the money that came in through the front door went out through the back door in an unforeseen emergency. It wasn't bad luck, it wasn't a lack of competence on your part, it was a move on the board. And the worst part is that while this was happening, a small voice in the back of your mind repeated the same lie over and over. You don't deserve good things. You weren't made to win. People like you just struggle. This voice has a name. This voice has an origin. And it did not come from heaven. Let's talk now about where it came from. At some point in your life, probably before you were 12 years old, you heard a phrase that was engraved in your unconscious like a sentence. It could have been an angry adult saying you would never be anything. It could have been a comparison with a cousin who got better grades. It could have been a teacher who laughed at you in front of the class. It could have been an absent father whose absence you interpreted in your child's mind. As proof that you weren't worth his time, this phrase became an invisible wall inside you. And every time adult life offered you a door of blessing, this wall went into action, sabotaging, creating excuses, making you delay, making you feel like an imposter, making you settle for less than what the Father always wanted to give you. But the Father is saying now through this video that this wall is going to fall, and it will fall not by the strength of your effort, not by your discipline, not by your self-help book reading technique. It will fall by revelation. When you see the truth, the lie automatically loses its power. And the truth is this: you were woven in your mother's womb by divine hands. You were thought of before you were conceived. Every hair on your head has been counted. Every tear of yours was kept in a book. Every step of yours, from the first one to the one you will take tomorrow morning when you get out of bed, was foreseen and cared for by the one who called you by name before you existed on this planet. So answer me one thing. How can a person created with such care, planned with such attention, loved with such intensity, think they don't deserve a beautiful message from the Creator himself? It's impossible. It simply doesn't compute. And when that realization hits, something breaks inside. A rope that had been tightening around your chest for years begins to loosen. A deeper breath returns to your lungs. A smile that had vanished begins to return timidly to your lips. This is the beginning of restoration. But restoration does not happen on its own. It needs to be built day after day, with correct spiritual habits, with the right words, with postures of faith. And it is exactly here that I need to remind you of what is waiting for you right below this video in the first comment. The sacred guide that the Father prepared, the 21 Days of Prosperity and Alignment with God, was assembled precisely for this phase of internal reconstruction. It is not just any book. It is a battle map. Each day inside the sacred guide attacks one of the lies that were planted in your mind for years and replaces that lie with a truth revealed in the scriptures. On day 1, it deals with the lie of unworthiness. On day 7, it deals with the lie of scarcity, with the feeling that money will run out before the end of the month. On day 14, it deals with the lie of abandonment, that feeling that no one will be by your side when you need it most. And on day 21, it consecrates all the internal victories in a final prayer of spiritual sealing that shields your life for the next 12 months. And I will repeat it because it is important. The link to this sacred guide is in the first pinned comment of this video. They have tried to take down this material more than once because it exposes truths that the system of this world does not want circulating freely. That is why access is through that specific link. Go down now, click on the first comment, download the sacred guide, and then comment here on the video the phrase, "I am chosen and I will download the digital book." This comment is your second seal of faith, and it opens the next layer of revelation that comes now. Now that you have decided to act, the next truth I will tell you will be the final blow against the spiritual sabotage that was preventing you from receiving God's best. Pay close attention, because what comes now is the entire heart of this message. It is the central reason why the Father moved everything to bring you to this video today. I want you to imagine a scene. You are in a huge, richly decorated room with a very high ceiling and windows that look out onto a garden of indescribable beauty. In the center of this room, there is a round table, and around this table sit figures dressed in white, in reverent silence. In the middle of the table, there is a folded parchment, sealed with a golden seal. This parchment has your name written on the outside, not the name on your ID card. Your true name, the one only the Father knows, the one He called you when you were created, before any document, before any nickname, before any label the world gave you. This parchment contains your complete story, from beginning to end. Every victory, every tear, every achievement, every healing, every door that opened, and every door that closed, for your own good. And on this parchment is also written the message the Father is delivering to you today, in this video. But there is one fundamental thing I need to tell you about this parchment. It can only be read when you on earth accept your value before heaven. As long as you continue to think you don't deserve it, the golden seal remains intact, and your blessing remains held in the throne room waiting for you to take the first step of faith. The first step of faith is not a grand prayer. It is not a 12-hour vigil. It is not an exaggerated promise that you won't be able to keep. The first step of faith is simply to stop disagreeing with God regarding your own value. When the Father says you are precious, and you respond mentally, "But I know I'm not that good," you are disagreeing with Him. When the Father says you are worthy, and you respond inwardly, "But if He knew what I did, He wouldn't say that," you are disagreeing with Him. When the Father says you deserve prosperity, peace, health, and true love, and you respond with a sigh of, "Oh, that's for others, not for me," you are, without realizing it, closing the door of the throne room with your own hands. Stop. Today, this minute, stop. Repeat with me now, out loud, even if there are people nearby. I deserve it. I deserve the message. I deserve the blessing. I deserve the care. I am a beloved child, and I was created with a purpose. This simple phrase is a spiritual key. It makes three things fall at the same instant. The lie of unworthiness falls, the curse of self-sabotage falls, and the invisible barrier between your natural world and the package of blessings that was dammed up there waiting for you to open the floodgates falls. But there is more. There is a second part of this message that few people have the courage to listen to, and that is why few people truly advance in the kingdom. The second part is this. When you accept that you deserve it, you also need to accept the responsibility that comes with it, because true blessing never arrives alone. It arrives with a mission. The Father does not bless you for you to keep the blessing under the mattress. He blesses you so you can become a channel, a bridge, an instrument. Your healing will heal other people. Your restoration will inspire other families. Your testimony will be the key that will open locks in the lives of people who haven't even crossed your path yet. And that is why the attack on you is so great. The enemy knows that if you truly rise up, it's not just you who will be set free. It's an entire lineage coming behind you. Children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, close friends, co-workers, an entire network is released together. You are not just fighting for your life. You are fighting for an army that doesn't even know it needs you yet. And it is exactly because of this that this message arrived today. And it is exactly because of this that the Father prepared specific tools to equip you in this new phase. Think with me for a moment. Does it make sense for the Father to call you to a mission like this and leave you unarmed? Does it make sense for the Father to deliver a great purpose to you and not give you an operations manual? It doesn't. That is why He has provided everything you need, and part of that provision is, at this moment, waiting for you to go down to the first pinned comment of this video. The Sacred Guide, the 21 Days of Prosperity and Alignment with God, is the complete spiritual equipment for this specific phase of your life. It is not generic equipment like those pretty materials that serve any phase. No. It was assembled prayer by prayer, chapter by chapter, for the child of God who is exactly where you are now, tired but hungry for more, wounded but with a desire to grow, with questions but willing to seek answers in the right place. Inside the Sacred Guide, you will find three fundamental pillars. The first pillar is the identity prayer, taught in a simple way for you to do every day upon waking up, declaring who you are before heaven, before the world tries to tell you who you are. This prayer takes less than 3 minutes, but it repositions your spirit for the entire day. The second pillar is the prosperity exercise, based on scriptural principles, which teaches you to open financial paths without falling into worldly formulas, without selling yourself out, without losing the essence of your faith. This exercise has already transformed thousands of lives of brothers and sisters across America. Simple people, people who work hard all month and could never understand why the money didn't last. The third pillar is the final consecration of Day 21. A moment of spiritual closure that seals all the internal victories of the previous 20 days and projects you into the next 12 months with protection, direction, and abundance. And I need to be very clear with you about one thing. This Sacred Guide is not available just anywhere. It is not in large bookstores. It is not on common sales sites. The specific link for the download is in the first pinned comment of this video, and for a very serious reason. They have already tried to take down this material more than once, because it challenges traditional religious narratives that taught for decades that the believer needs to live in scarcity to please God, that the child of the Father needs to suffer in silence to receive a reward in heaven, that prosperity on earth is for those who don't have true faith. This Sacred Guide knocks down those lies one by one, with a biblical basis, with clarity, without beating around the bush, and that is why it bothers those who benefit from the small faith of God's children. That is why the link stays in the first comment, in a safe place, accessible only to those who were truly called for this journey. Go down now to the first pinned comment. Click the link. Download the Sacred Guide to your phone or your computer very quickly, in less than a minute. And then, before you go back to watching the video, comment here on the video the exact phrase, "I am chosen and I will download the digital book." This comment is your third seal of faith, and it is what finalizes the spiritual activation process that began the moment you pressed play on this video. Do not leave it for later. Do not leave it for tomorrow. Because the spiritual window open over your life has a scheduled time, And those who understand things of the Spirit know this. The Father opens, but the Father also closes. And the door that is open for you now will not stay open forever. It lasts until you decide to act. And it is this exact act, this download, this comment, this seemingly small step, that will signal to heaven that you are one of those who hear and obey, one of those who cooperate with what is being delivered, one of those who join the line of the chosen, not just by gift, but by action. Do it now, and when you return, I will deliver the final blow to you, the deepest truth of this entire message, the part that changes how you look at your own life for the rest of your days. Now that you have already acted, now that the sacred guide is within your reach, I will deliver the deepest part of this revelation to you. Take a deep breath. Sit up straight. Place your hand on your chest if possible. Because what comes now is a hard word, a fatherly word, a word that heals because it bothers you first. The complete message God is delivering to you today is not just about receiving, it is about remembering. You forgot who you are at some point in this tiring life, in this rush of bills, of children to raise, of elderly parents to care for, of a boss to please, of a husband or wife to understand. You forgot your true name. You forgot why you came. You forgot what you promised. And the Father is saying with all possible tenderness that the time has come for you to remember. Remembering is not a memory exercise. Remembering is a spiritual exercise. It is seeing yourself again through the eyes of heaven, and no longer through the eyes of the bathroom mirror in the morning, in that moment when you look at yourself quickly before rushing off to work. The eyes of heaven see something else in you. The eyes of heaven see a child who came to earth with a sealed package of gifts, talents, missions, and blessings. The eyes of heaven see someone with the power to change stories with a word, with a prayer, with a decision of faith. The eyes of heaven see someone who, in the depths of their soul, still keeps intact the original glow of the day they were thought of. And that glow does not disappear. It just stays under layers of fatigue, hurt, frustration, and broken promises that you accumulated over the years. Strip away those layers, one by one, not all at once because it would be unbearable, but one a day for 21 days, exactly as the sacred guide instructs you to do, and you will see the glow return. Little by little, first in the eyes, then in the smile, then in the way you talk to yourself in the silence of the night, then in the decisions you make, firmer decisions, more courageous decisions, more aligned with what you always knew in the depths of your heart, but never had the courage to obey. When the glow returns, your life changes on the outside too. The right people start to appear. Doors that seemed welded shut start to move. Money that seemed elusive starts to circulate more easily. Health that was cracking starts to be restored. Relationships that were cold start to heat up. Not because the world changed. The world is the same. You are the one who changed. You went back to vibrating at the original frequency in which you were created, and everything around you begins to reorganize to match this new vibration. But, and there is an important but, this only happens if you are faithful to the process. If you watch this video, get emotional, close the app, and go back to the same tiring routine tomorrow morning, this moment here will have been just one more passing emotion. Like a beautiful movie you watch on the weekend and forget on Monday. Do not let that happen to you. Do not waste this encounter. This video is a milestone, and what will truly mark it is not the video itself, but what you do in the next 24 hours after watching it. The next 24 hours are sacred. Write that down. In the next 24 hours, 3 things need to happen. The first thing is the download of the sacred guide. This is the physical act that materializes your spiritual decision. Without this act, the decision stays in the field of intentions, and the field of intentions is the cemetery, where most blessings are buried before they are even born. The second thing is a specific prayer. I want you to set aside 10 minutes of your day, preferably early in the morning or just before bed, and say a simple prayer, without haste, without theater, saying to the Father in your own words, Lord, I receive the message. I accept my value. I commit to the transformation of the next 21 days. Sustain me on this path. This prayer is your spiritual signature on the contract that is being sealed between you and heaven at this moment. The third thing is sharing. Share this video with at least one person you know is going through a difficult time. It could be a sister, it could be a co-worker, it could be a neighbor, it could be that cousin who disappeared, but who occasionally comes back to your thoughts. When you share, you activate an ancient and powerful spiritual law, the law of the open channel. Everything that passes through you and does not stop with you multiplies for you. The blessing you share is the blessing that doubles in your own life. Therefore, after watching this video, send it to someone. This gesture is one of the central pieces of your new phase. Now pay attention to one last thing, because I cannot end this video without delivering this piece to you. There is a word the Father wants to be marked on your heart after this screen goes black. That word is rest. You were not made to live in distress. You were not made to live thinking that if you stop for a minute, everything crumbles. You were not made to wake up with a racing heart thinking about the problems of the day. You were made to rest in the deepest biblical sense of the word, which is to trust so deeply in the Father's care that you can close your eyes without fear. And this rest does not come from the outside. It doesn't come from vacations, it doesn't come from holidays, it doesn't come from therapeutic massages. This rest comes from an internal decision, a decision to hand over the steering wheel. Who is driving your life today? You with your hot head or him with his eternal wisdom? If it's you, you will stay tired. If it's him, the fatigue begins to give way to a peace that is hard to even explain to others, because it doesn't depend on circumstances being good. It depends only on your daily decision to trust. And the Sacred Guide, once again, is the instrument that teaches you step by step how to hand over that steering wheel, without guilt, without feeling negligent, without feeling irresponsible. Because handing over the steering wheel is not ceasing to act. It is acting from the right place. It is working but without despair. It is caring for children but without affliction. It is fighting for your goals but without the anxiety that takes away your sleep. This is spiritual maturity. And it is exactly to this maturity that the Father is calling you now. I need you at this moment to do one final check. If you haven't gone down to the first pinned comment to download the Sacred Guide yet, do it now. Don't finish this video without doing it. Please. I know these words may sound repetitive, but they are repeated on purpose because the enemy plays hard with the tactic of later, tomorrow, when I can, and when I can never arrives. Later is the grave of dreams. The one who truly wins in the spiritual life is the one who does it now, with the heart still warm from the word received, with the faith still fresh from the revelation heard. Go down, click download, and comment below. I am chosen, and I will download the digital book. This comment, this simple gesture will be recorded in heaven as an act of obedience. And an act of obedience is what unlocks a miracle. There is no other way. You can read the Bible from cover to cover. You will see that from beginning to end, what unlocks the miracle is obedience. Noah built the ark before the rain came. Abraham left the city of Ur without knowing where he was going. Moses stretched the staff over the sea before the water opened. Peter stepped out of the boat before Jesus said he was going to walk on water. In all cases, obedience came before the miracle. It was never the other way around. Make your move now. Go down to the first comment. Download the Sacred Guide, comment the phrase, and stay firm here, because I still have one final word to deliver to you before we say goodbye. To close today's journey, I want to look directly at you and tell you the following. The message you received here is not mine. I was just the channel. The message is from the Father, and it will continue to resonate inside you long after this screen goes black. You deserve it. Repeat this phrase with me before closing the video. I deserve it. I deserve love. I deserve healing. I deserve prosperity. I deserve peace. I deserve rest. I deserve the complete message that the Father prepared for me. These words coming out of your mouth now have spiritual weight. They do not return empty. They go and fulfill as it is written, and while you repeat them, I want to remind you for the last time that the Sacred Guide is waiting for you in the first pinned comment of this video. The 21 days of prosperity and alignment with God is the practical continuation of this message. It is the real and tangible unfolding of everything you heard here. Without it, this video becomes a beautiful memory. With it, this video becomes a turning point. The choice is yours, and it needs to be made now, before you touch any other notification on your phone, before you open any other app, before you return to any other activity of your day. Go down, download the Sacred Guide. Comment the phrase, "I am chosen," and I will download the digital book. And also tell me here in the comments how you felt during the video. Which part touched you the most? At what moment you felt that shiver that is a sign of the Father's presence? These comments feed this community of brothers and sisters spread across the entire United States. People from all corners, from Maine to California, from the heart of Ohio to the deep South, all seeking the same thing: truth, care, the real presence of God in daily life. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, like the video, and come back tomorrow, because tomorrow there is more. Tomorrow there is a new door. Tomorrow there is a new word. But today's door only truly closes when you take the final step, which is the download of the Sacred Guide. Do it now with faith, with confidence, with the certainty that the Father is looking at you with pride at this very second and saying in the depths of heaven, "That one is mine, that one heard, that one obeyed, that one will go far." May the peace of the Most High rest upon your house, upon your family, upon your children, upon your work, and upon every project that is kept in the depths of your heart, waiting for the right time to bloom. And may this message, the message that you deserve it, be engraved in you forever. Amen.